But before all of that, we obviously got a big night of boxing tomorrow in Riyadh. It is Friday. Am I going mad? Friday. Yes, Friday. I've lost all track of time this week. I haven't been away. Friday between Francis Ngannou and Anthony Joshua. And we're going to cross that now. We're going to have a look at the fight and more.
It's an important fight for Joshua. This, given what Ngannou did to Fury, if he can beat him and beat him well, it'll say something about him.
It will, but there's a few provisos around that. And joining us now to chat about that is top boxing trainer Joe Gallagher. Hi, Joe.
Hi, good afternoon, lads.
Yeah, I mean, when Andy says that, considering that he did catch Tyson Fury and put him down, all eyes will be on this fight because of that. But you kind of think, when this fight was announced, you sort of think to yourself, he's a known quantity now. You know he's dangerous. Maybe Tyson took him a bit lightly, but there's no chance you would think of Anthony Joshua doing that now.
No, like you say, if you look at the records of it, Anthony Joshua, an Olympian, a gold medalist, a two-time world champion, he's fighting somebody as a professional, has had one fight and lost it. That wouldn't usually get past. The fight is sold on as Francis Ngannou. Can he land a shot? And if he lands, what will happen? Because basically the Fury Ngannou fight that's when he arrived, whether Tyson took the fight easy, didn't train as hard. Francis Ngannou took his opportunity and nearly pulled it off and dropped Tyson Fury. If he lands with Anthony Joshua, that's what we're all tuning in to see, how Anthony Joshua will deal with it. That's what the fight's based on. I feel there's a few people said to me, I think you've just touched on it, the secret's out now with Francis Ngannou, we know what he's like. But for Team Joshua, how do you study to fight Francis Ngannou? He's had one professional fight and there's not much more to go off. As Francis Ngannou, you've got Anthony Joshua's amateur career, he's got his professional career, and they've got loads of video footage to study from. And if you think Francis Ngannou has got to turn up the same Francis Ngannou against Tyson Fury, then they're all in for a huge surprise. When we was over there in January, February, Francis Ngannou was training very hard, proper heavyweight sparring in, well professional, well disciplined, and I just think to myself, when I hear people talk, thinking Francis Ngannou isn't here to make up the numbers or be a novelty act. He's here to take the name Anthony Joshua Friday night, I should say.
And Joe Joyce was saying to us this week that he's been really impressed. He did a little bit of sparring with him, and obviously he can bang. You can tell that, but he was very impressed with him technically as well.
Yeah, I think that's what it isn't a case of Anthony Joshua turns up and sets a high tempo. Ngannou, I don't think he, apart from his power, was given much credit for his technical ability, his defence, his offence. And he made the Tyson Fury have to think for the whole minute of the 3 minutes of the rounds that he had. He's technically very good, Francis Ngannou, and I'm looking forward to the fight Friday night.
Once again, it's a big fight in Riyadh. What's it? I don't know how many fights you've been out to see there, but what's it like locally? Are people excited about the fight?
Yeah, boxing's really on the up over there. When I was over there, I went to their national championships, similar to our English ABAs over here. Walked into the arena. There was 12 women bouts on. There was 12 male fights on, the national finals. And the talent was very, very good. And I just thought to myself, wow, these 17, 18-year-olds that are coming through over there now, I really got to put Saudi boxing on the map over there. There's a real rise in people wanting to do the boxing. It's predominantly a mixed martial arts, Muay Thai, judo type of place over there. But boxing and the work that His Excellency's done over there, putting these shows on, has caught the imagination. And we can see that with the kids that are attending the sessions over there now.
It's going to be interesting to see Joe how he approaches the fight, Anthony Joshua, because the kind of machismo side of it would say, look, I'm the boxer, I'm the man, I'm the champion. This is his second fight, effectively, so I'll go in there and dominate and show him who's boss. But there is a risk to that. I mean, do you see him sort of jabbing? Do you see him on his toes? How do you think he might approach it?
Well, listen for what Team AJ said yesterday, and Ben Davidson, they've got to come out, they've got to set a tempo and set a pace that Francis isn't used to. Francis, like I say, he's on his second professional fight. He's come from the mixed martial arts background, where he's done like 5-minute rounds. To do 10 3-minute rounds as a total kettle of fish. Tyson Fury's fight with him, there wasn't a high punch-out pot. There was a lot of kidology, a lot of feinting, and a lot of doing things to get the rounds won by Tyson Fury. I think if this ends up being a high-tempo fight, Joshua will be looking to most probably Francis tiring by rounds 5 and 6 and then taking him out late on. But in doing that, as we've seen with Andy Ruiz's fight, once Anthony Joshua gets in the exchanges, that's when there's a vulnerability a little bit for Anthony Joshua where he can get caught. And like I said to you, that's why everyone's tuning in. Can Francis Ngannou land that one shot?
And finally, what is your gut feeling? If you were calling it now, how do you see it panning out?
Listen, you've got to go with the fella who is the Olympic gold medalist, who's the 2-time world champion, and he is the master of his craft, Anthony Joshua. But being in and around and seeing how Francis Ngannou has prepared and what he's got to come with, I wouldn't be surprised at the shock neither.
Interesting stuff. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. All the best.
No problem. Thanks for having me on.
There we are, top boxing trainer there, Joe Gallagher, who's had a look at Ngannou when he was over at Mike Tyson's gym watching him work. It sounds like he's obviously improved a lot since that first fight. He didn't give a bad account of himself in the first fight. So thanks to Joe. We got a big weekend of boxing for you across all of our various platforms. Friday night, knockout chaos. Anthony Joshua takes on Francis Ngannou in Riyadh. Adam Cattrall and Spencer Oliver. We've got a live watch along on the talkSPORT Boxing YouTube channel, and you can listen live via DAB, your Alexa, or the talkSPORT app. Then on Saturday, we got live and exclusive boxing from 7 p.m. on the talkSPORT Boxing YouTube channel. As GBM Sports brings you not one but 2 title fights from the Sky Dome in Coventry, and you can also tune into Fight Night with John Rawling and George Groves on the talkSPORT main station and YouTube channel from 9 for all the fallout from Saudi. And very much the home of boxing these days, talkSPORT. So go and check that out over the weekend. We're going